Hello. Mr. President, members of the board, faculty and staff, and family and friends, and most of all, to the graduates. If I'm not first to say it, but let me be the loudest to say it. Congratulations, class of 2025. So beautiful. Graduates, I gotta tell you, as a Mother's Day gift, today is going to be a tough to beat. I know you just give a couple of applause and standing ovations for your moms, but if there's anyone in the world deserves 2 standing ovations, it's your mom. So graduates, let's stand one more time, if you're able, just one more time, and show your moms what they meant to you. I come here today not just as the founder of Chobani. Thank you, Mr. President, for all that kind words. But as a neighbor who has lived in this community for over 20 years. I have to confess, if you had told me when I came here first time, 20 years ago, that I would be delivering a graduation speech and in English, I would have said, you're out of your mind. You see, I grew up as a nomad on mountains in Turkey with shepherds tending sheep and goats. And when I was a college student in Ankara, something horrible happened that made me forced to leave the country. When I came to America first time, to New York City, I didn't know anyone. I didn't have money. I didn't speak the language. I didn't have a plan. I didn't even know America had farms. But by miracle of fate, I was invited to come upstate, and I found something here, far more valuable than money or a business idea. I found neighbors. I found kindness. I found a community of people who didn't ask who I was. They just welcomed me. And I immediately felt home. And now, all these years later, I'm here to say thank you. 20 years ago, I made a bet on an old factory in this community, and turned out to be one of the best decisions I've ever made. And I'm so proud that a couple of weeks ago, with some of special people in this community here at this stadium today, I came back here, just down the road to Rome, and announced that Chobani is building a new state-of-the-art manufacturing plant on the site of Griffiths Air Force Base, which is going to create another 1,000 jobs. And thank you this community for being the best of the America. Graduates, I hope you feel very proud today. You got your 9 a.m. classes, at least most of them. You read all the books, at least most of them. You passed the exams, you finished the papers, you survived the group projects. Now, you are graduating into a world that is moving faster than ever before. And if you have read the headlines or scrolled the TikToks, You probably heard that some people have a special phrase to describe this moment in time. They say, because we are living age of anxiety. Yeah, a lot going on between economic uncertainty, historic floods, non-stop global conflicts, eggs that cost more than chicken. You know, it's a pretty weird moment to join a workforce. But among all the noise, all of them, one thing is unusual. One thing we should pay attention to that is driving this anxiety is artificial intelligence. Now, since Chobani is all natural all the time, I don't have much practice talking about anything artificial. I don't like anything artificial. But we are told by the experts that AI is coming for our jobs. That what you studied at Utica might be extinct in a few years. That within a decade, AI might replace doctors and teachers. I can only hope they will never learn how to make yogurt. But there's one thing. Here's the thing. This is not the first time people are fearful of the unknown and wondering how the heck they will get through it. In fact, almost every generation, the past 2,000 years or so, had some technology came along that convinced them the world was coming to the end. When electricity was invented, not too far from here, people feared they would kill them in their sleep. When telephone arrived, people said it will destroy face-to-face communication. When radios came along, people thought it was the end of reading books. When personal computer landed, people said it will take all jobs and replace us. Believe it or not, there were even people, very, very serious people, like Socrates, more than 2,000 years ago, who worried that paper itself was a dangerous invention. Because when people start to write things down, it would lead them to barbarism or moral decay. Just imagine what Socrates would have thought about Snapchats now. But every generation meets something new with a little bit of panic. But the best way to greet it isn't with fear, it's with curiosity. I love this line, my favorite poet, Rumi. He says, when you start walking the way appears. Meaning it's okay to be fearful. It's okay, just don't be afraid. Don't let it paralyze you. Instead, use it as a motivation to take an action. And know that sometimes the best plan is no plan. Just a willingness to keep moving forward. I've seen this firsthand at Chobani, of my journey. When I started the company, went on to this old factory, and I thought I was going to start it back up, everybody thought I was crazy. I knew nothing about business. I had run no factory before. I had no clue what I was going to do. But after meeting the people in this community, I had this feeling in my gut that we could do something different. That what made it possible weren't just machines and market. It was a team of passionate, hardworking people some of them refugees or immigrants like me, who believe that food could bring people together, that business could be about more than profit, that community still matters, and we made it happen. Not because we had all the answers, but because we were not afraid to ask better questions and keep trying until we succeeded. Here is the thing about this moment that you're stepping into. It's not just the age of anxiety, it's the age of unbelievable possibilities. Because the same experts also say we are entering the time when AI could help us solve diseases that have affected humanity for centuries. They say that it could unlock answers in physics and climate science and education that we've been chasing for millennia. It can distribute knowledge that once stuck in ivory towers and make it accessible for everyone. So a kid in a rural community in New York or a mountainside in Turkey can learn from the best minds in Earth. That is not science fiction. It is right now. For 5,000 years, we humans have dreamed of working miracles. And now we are on the verge of breakthroughs and can help us to all of that and more. But in my view, here's the catch. It's not the what, it's the how. It's a tool. It's a powerful, extraordinary tool. But like all tools, what matters most is the hand that swings it and the heart that guides it. Because while AI can generate a poem, it can't feel the heartbreak. It can't design a product. It can design a product, but it can't feel the purpose. It can answer a question, but it can never replace a hug from a friend, or a laugh you shared midnight during the last week, or a pride your parents feel right now as they look at you in cap and gown. The truth is, the most powerful technology in the world is still the human soul, which is deeper, more resilient than any machine will ever be. So when I think of AI and all the other challenges that you're facing today, we're all facing today, that you're walking into, there are two things come to mind that I would like to say. One, I am glad I'm not you. But more importantly, two, I am glad that you are who you are. I am glad that it is you. Because you are the strongest, most resilient generation in history. You are the most connected, most globally aware, most adaptable generation in history. You've grown up in a world of rapid change, and instead of running from it, you've adapted to it. You're not afraid to learn something new. You're not afraid to change your mind. So, class of 2025, if I may, here's my advice for succeeding in the age of anxiety. Be adaptable, be curious, be kind. Double down on things that make you most human. Your curiosity, your imagination, your ethics, your storytelling, your ability to love, care, and connect. You don't have to have everything figured out today. In a matter of fact, the worst thing you can do is to have everything figured out. Until I found that old factory, I had no idea what I want to do with my life. But here I am. Who knows when or where you will find your old factory. But when that day comes, when you decide what you want to do with your entire life, I want you to know that you have everything you need right inside of you. That walk into that change, face it, and start walking the way. Use your Utica education to lift someone else up, to build something better, to remind the world that humanity at its best is still unbeatable. Be a voice. Take that change. Take that chance and change the world, or just change somebody's day. Both so matters. And just remember, we are living one of the most incredible moments to be alive, most incredible time to graduate. So let's go rock this shit. Congratulations. 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 God bless you all.